What's up, folks? Sean the Average Angler coming at you with another great video. We got a good one today. If you like this kind of content and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. Join us here almost daily for more great videos. Today we're going to be talking about the ever popular chatterbait. Okay, one of the greatest phenomenal baits ever made was the original by Z-Man, the jackhammer. And the jackhammer's had a patent for many years. Actually, the Z-Man Chatterbait had the patent for many years, and it kept other companies from making a blade with a direct line tie to the head, meaning direct, right? Companies could make baits, but they had to do something like a split ring in between, and quite honestly, they just don't work the same. This one's a little unique because it has BBs, but that's not why we're here today to talk about that one. We're here to talk about some other new ones that have come to the market that I think you're going to find will be worth adding to your arsenal for chatterbait fishing. Now, I've got a couple here. These are Japanese, and the Japanese have a lot of great chatterbaits. But this is one that I find particularly interesting because it kind of ticks a lot of boxes. First, you'll notice the blade size, and it's a little bit different than your typical chatterbait blade. Okay, so the shape's a little different, a little stubbier, a little wider, and it's also beveled on the bottom. And if you look at the beveling, is going to allow that blade to hit on both sides of the head, just like any other chatterbait does. If you look right here where this blade attaches, it's actually rounded, and it cups through to the other side. So I think what that'll do is it'll make it so it flows easier where it's clipped on there, but it's going to have a different sound. Different sound and vibration is something really important in fishing, because if everyone's throwing the same bait, fish get tuned into it and they won't react. So this is really cool that it has something different. I preach being different all the time. Now, one of the other key features this one has that we don't see on most is the weed guard here. Okay, so they say you can walk this through wood. I haven't got the chance yet, but I did watch some guys walking it through wood, and it came through wood. Now, this isn't a heavy-duty weed guard, but I do believe that it's probably enough with the wider blade and those weed guards there to deflect it away and allow you to walk it through the wood, which will be a great bonus to be able to fish these in some places where traditionally we'd hang our chatterbait up and not get it out. So that is two differences there. Now, the skirt, as far as I can tell, and I don't know how they do this, but it looks like it's molded into the body of the chatterbait there. I don't think it's going to come off until you wear it out, if you don't lose them before that, due to toothy critters or due to snags or whatever. Hey, we all lose baits. It's part of it, right? Okay, it's got a really good hook, a little flexible on the top back here, but not too bad. Plenty strong enough for 17-pound test. And if you look at the hook keeper here, or the bait keeper, okay, traditional keeper here to hold your trailer on, slides up onto the collar there, but you see the hole. That hole there is to put a toothpick through your trailer, cut it off, cut the toothpick off, leave it in there, and it will hold your trailer in place. Really ingenious thought process. I'm sure many of you have probably thought, why doesn't someone do something like this? I've seen this on a couple Japanese baits where they do that. It makes great sense. Some other key features here, and this is nothing new. This Z-Man was doing this. The weight is on the bottom of the head. The detail on the head's very nice. A little different shape than, well, this one is an Evo. And then the jackhammer is a little bit more similar to this one in that it's flatter. If you're skipping the chatterbait, that might make a difference for you. Okay, you want that flat space to help skip the bait. Now, the hook, I should have checked this for you. I'm going to put it in the notes down below, what hook, if I can find it out, because it's a Gamakatsu. says right there. I can read Gamakatsu in Japanese. Not really, it's got the English version right next to it. So top notch as far as all of the parts to the bait. Comes in some great colors. I wish I could tell you the names of them. Again, it's written in Japanese, so this one here looks like a shiner to me. Another chartreuse and blue. And this would be another style of like a green pumpkin shad. Could be considered shiner also. With the gold in the lower half of the skirt. All right, so that's number one. That is the OSP metal blade jig. Probably the one that, looking at it, just makes the most sense to me. Then we have this other contraption here by Norris. You will see it has a very unique design. Number one, see how the head's tilted down. Number two is this bracket metal they have here on top of the head. Now, it looks like that is just to have something to rattle against. This is another one that's touted to be able to swim through wood. Because of the shape of that head, it's going to help keep that hook away. It's going to keep that hook away from brush because that head's going to want to ride like so. Good strong hook on it. Okay, not much flexing that one out. This is really interesting, and I don't know how well it'll work, although I don't doubt that it'll work just fine, is the weed guard looks like it's like 4 pieces of 25-pound or 20-pound maybe fluorocarbon that they wrapped to the hook and then spread out so it will grab onto your trailer and hold it. Now the skirt, you can see they cut off the inside there. It is a hand-tied skirt. Very interesting looking bait. You're definitely going to have some different sound with this one because of the fact that you're hitting metal instead of the lead head, which is typical on most of your chatterbaits. So more sound. Again, more sound, a different sound can be very important on a bladed jig or any other bait for that matter. All right, so that is the Norris, and I will put down in the section the name of it because I already threw the box away, I think. Norris Hulachats, snagless bladed jig with sound. High performance bladed jig with various swimming actions for use in heavy cover. The ultra thin, high pitched blade and stainless blade hitter sound attracts fish and triggers quick reaction bites. Balanced design, swims straight even with a big, softer bait trailer on it. Okay, so some pretty big claims there. Norris Hulachats. I'll drop prices and all that stuff down here from local tackle shop or online tackle shop where I can find them. We're coming into fall, guys. It is going to be chatterbait time. Typically, where I live, end of September, beginning of October, generally it starts to get going. And then it really just depends on the weather. For me, what I've noticed, the big change happens is when we get the first freezing temperature night. First morning you come out, there's ice on the dock, ice on the boat. That seems to be when that shallower bite will start to dissipate and those fish will start to rehome out to deeper water. And with them actually goes the shad, and it's shad of the reason they're moving out because they don't like that cold weather. One more, and it's the Teckle Blade Walker. Drop a comment if you guys have used this one, because this one's really interesting, and I hadn't seen it prior to this. And it looks sort of, well, it looks sort of gimmicky. I don't want to discount it just for that, but you'll see it's got this crazy blade on it. Again, weedless, does use a split ring, but with this blade, who knows what that baby's gonna do. Got a good hook on it, pretty typical keeper. It's only gonna work with a plastisol type keeper. Not a big deal, there's plenty of those around. But that is the Teckle Blade Walker. I don't know. Have you fished it? Let me know. I got this in a bento box, so it was just part of the bento box. So I didn't pick it out, but I'm always intrigued by these things because that blade's going to want to stand up somehow. If you've been fishing it, let me know your thoughts. Is it working well for you? Looks pretty interesting. And usually I'm late to the party on a lot of these baits, folks, so help a brother out here. We don't want to miss out on something good. There's a lot of other good chatterbaits out there that are coming in from Japan due to Z-Man's patent being gone. I'm not getting rid of my Z-Mans. I'm just adding to the arsenal, much like crankbaits and having different brands, sometimes different sounds, vibrations will trigger the fish that may not have eaten the other one. Good thing to keep in mind. I'm Sean the Average Angler. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.